Just me, my camera, and the endless stretches of Nevada's dusty highways. I'm Emily, and I chase ghost stories for a living. I've spent nights in so-called haunted asylums and walked through abandoned hospitals, all in the name of a good story. I thought I'd seen it all. I wasn't afraid of ghosts, not really. But that was before that one particular night, before the Silver Pine Motel. The sun was bleeding across the horizon, painting the sky in fiery oranges and deep purples. A beautiful sight, but my gas gauge was flashing a much more urgent message. I was running on fumes, stranded in the middle of nowhere. Then, like a mirage, a flicker of light appeared in the distance. A battered neon sign buzzing with a life of its own read, "Silver Pine Motel, 2 miles ahead." Relief washed over me, but it was tinged with something else, an unsettling feeling I couldn't quite shake. As I pulled into the gravel lot, the motel looked even more desolate up close. The paint was peeling away in large, sun-baked flakes, and the windows stared out into the twilight like hollow, vacant eyes. The neon sign above the office cast a sickly green glow, humming a low, mournful tune. It was perfect. This was exactly the kind of place that held stories, and I was ready to listen. Pushing open the creaky door, I stepped inside. The air in the lobby was thick with the scent of old paper, dust, and something else, something metallic and vaguely sweet, like old pennies. Behind a worn wooden counter, an old man sat hunched over a yellowed newspaper, the light from a single desk lamp casting long, skeletal shadows across his face. He didn't even look up as I approached. "Need a room," he grunted, his voice a gravelly whisper that seemed to get lost in the stillness of the room. I nodded, my own voice feeling too loud in the oppressive silence. He reached behind him without looking, his hand landing on a single, old-fashioned brass key. He slid it across the counter. "Room 312, he said. As I picked up the key, my eyes drifted to the board behind him. It was filled with hooks, most of them empty. My vlogger instincts kicked in. I noticed the numbers on the key tags jumped straight from 311 to 314. I couldn't help but smile, sensing a story. "What happened to room 313? I asked, keeping my tone light. The old man froze. His shoulders tensed and the newspaper in his hands crinkled. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, without meeting my gaze, he murmured, "Never existed." His tone was final, a clear dismissal, but his reaction told me everything I needed to know. There was a story here, and it was a dark one. The hallway to my room was long and narrow, the threadbare carpet swallowing the sound of my footsteps. The air was stale, heavy with the smell of rust and decay. A faint dripping sound echoed from somewhere down the hall, a rhythmic, unsettling beat in the profound silence. As I walked, my boots echoing off the peeling walls, I passed the space between rooms 312 and 314. There was no door, just a seamless stretch of faded wallpaper, a dark, thin line on the floor where a threshold should have been. It was unnerving. For a split second, I thought I saw a shadow flicker in my peripheral vision, right where the non-existent door should be. I dismissed it as a trick of the dim, flickering lights. Unlocking the door to 312, I pushed it open. The air inside felt heavy, stagnant, as if someone had just left moments before I arrived. I ran my hand along the wall, searching for a light switch, my heart pounding a little faster than usual. I did a quick sweep with my camera, documenting the worn furniture, the stained bedspread, the single window looking out onto the dark, empty desert. It was just an old, forgotten motel room. Nothing more. I set up my gear, feeling the initial adrenaline fade into the familiar routine of a night's work. Later that night, I sat on the edge of the lumpy bed, editing the footage I'd shot since arriving. The only sounds were the hum of my laptop and the distant howl of the desert wind. I was scrolling through the clips from the hallway, looking for that strange gap between the rooms. And that's when it happened. My screen flickered, a flash of static, a split-second glitch. But in that one single frame, I saw it. A door. A dark, wooden door with tarnished brass numbers on it. 313. My blood ran cold. My hands trembled as I used the arrow keys to replay the footage, frame by agonizing frame. There. It was there. A door that wasn't there when I filmed it. A door the old man said never existed. My mind raced, trying to find a logical explanation. A glitch in the camera. A weird reflection. But I knew what I saw. A faint whispering sound started to emanate from my laptop speakers, buried deep beneath the audio track of my own footsteps. I couldn't make out the words, but the sound itself was chilling. Then came the knock. 3 slow, deliberate hits on my door. Knock, knock, knock. I froze, every muscle in my body tensing. My eyes darted from my laptop screen to the door. "It's just the wind," I whispered to myself, the words feeling hollow and unconvincing. "The building is old, it's just settling." But the wind doesn't knock with such perfect rhythm. Another knock, this time louder, more insistent. It felt like whoever was out there knew I was inside, knew I was listening. My fear was quickly replaced by a surge of professional curiosity, or maybe just sheer recklessness. This is what I came for, right? The unexplainable. I grabbed my camera, hitting record. If something was out there, I was going to capture it. Holding my breath, I crept to the door and peered through the peephole. Nothing. Just the same long, empty, dimly lit hallway. Taking a deep, shaky breath, I turned the lock and pulled the door open. The hallway was silent, empty, and still. A wave of anticlimactic relief washed over me. I felt a little foolish. Of course, there was nothing there. I closed the door, my heart still hammering against my ribs, and went back to my laptop. I had to see what my camera captured. As I replayed the clip of me opening the door, the whispering static from the speakers grew clearer. It was shaping itself into a word, into a name. My name. Emily. A cold dread crept up my spine, prickling my skin. I slammed the laptop shut, but the whisper seemed to hang in the air around me. That's when I saw it. In the dark reflection of my laptop screen, I saw the room behind me. And in the reflection of the room's grimy wall mirror, a door was slowly, silently creaking open. A door that wasn't in my room. A door from the hallway. Room 313 was real. And now it was open. The shadows in the mirror deepened, and I knew with absolute certainty that I was no longer alone. The story I was chasing had finally found me. Thank you so much for joining me on this terrifying journey. If you love suspense, mysteries, and things that go bump in the night, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss what happens next. Stay safe out there, and always check for non-existent rooms. They told me it was just my imagination. They said the late shifts were getting to me, that the old hotel just makes noises. But you don't imagine footsteps at 3:13 a.m. Not every single night. You don't imagine a sound so specific, so clear, coming from a room that doesn't exist. Look, the hallway lights flicker, and it's always colder right here. Cold enough to see your breath. The camera is steady for now, but my hands are not. Let's walk. See? Room 309, room 311, and then nothing. Just a blank wall. Wallpaper peeling at the edges. This is where 313 should be. But it's not there. It's not. But I heard it from inside. I swear to you, I heard it from right inside that wall. Wait. Did you hear that? A low thud. It came from behind the wall. It's a deep, slow sound. Like something heavy being dragged, like something trapped and trying to get out. You can hear the wind howling through the old vents. It's always louder in this part of the hotel. I have to get closer. I know it's a bad idea, but I have to know. My heart is pounding so hard I can feel it in my ears, almost in sync with the hum of these ancient ceiling lights. I'm placing my ear against the wallpaper. The floral pattern feels strange under my fingertips. It's warm. Why is it warm? It's too warm for a normal wall. Listen. Shh. It's a whisper. It's so faint I almost missed it. It said, "Let me out." I stumbled back. Sorry, the camera's shaking. Look, the hallway. It's longer now. It's stretching unnaturally. The lights are going out, one by one, behind me. It's like the hotel is breathing, like it's alive and it's swallowing me whole. Okay, forget this. I'm getting out of here. The elevator. Come on, come on. The display. It reads 3/13. It's stuck. It won't move. The button isn't working. It just dinged. That sound, it wasn't a ding, it was a scream. The doors are opening. Oh God, it's just blackness. No light, no floor, just an endless drop. I'm backing away, my heart is going to pound right out of my chest. This isn't real. This can't be real. It's a nightmare. I'm going to wake up. I can hear rain outside now, and thunder. The stairwell. That's my only way out. Okay, running now. Sorry, the camera's going to be all over the place. I have to get to the stairs. But this door, it says 3/13. What? And this one. 3/13. And this one. They all say 3/13, one after another. Look at the numbers, they're all different. Overlapping, wrong fonts. Some are hand-painted, and this one looks like it was carved with fingernails. I can't do this. I'm just going to push through one. I have to. I'm inside, and it's the same room, the same bed, the same lamp flickering on the nightstand. But something's different. The bed is wet. There are these dark stains soaking through the sheets, and there's something. Something is breathing beneath the sheets. The sound is shallow, weak. I have to look. I'm pulling it back. There's nothing. Nothing but my own work uniform, drenched in, I don't know what. It's folded neatly. My name tag is still on it. The whisper again. It's closer now, right behind me. You shouldn't have come back. Who's there? Show yourself. The light bulb just burst. It's so quiet. That ringing silence after a loud noise. I'm turning toward the mirror on the wall. My reflection. Its eyes moved before I did. It's smiling. It's just a faint, terrible smile. And now, behind my reflection, a shadow is stepping forward. It's me, but older. So much older and tired. And his eyes are bleeding. He's whispering, but his lips in the mirror aren't moving. You never checked out. The mirror. It's cracking like ice, spreading from the center. The room is collapsing. The walls are bending inward. The floorboards are groaning, breaking apart. It's all static and noise. Some rooms exist only for those who don't leave. I'm awake. I'm gasping. I'm sitting at the front desk. My uniform is dry. Everything is normal. But the phone is ringing. It won't stop, and the clock on the counter, it's blinking. 3:13 a.m. Again. I'm looking at the guest book, the open page. Every name, it's my name. Page after page. Just my name written over and over. My hand is shaking. I can't stop it. I'm touching the last entry. The ink is still wet. There's a voice. From behind me. The manager. "Sir, there's someone asking for you. They said they're staying in 313. I'm turning, so slowly. I don't want to see what's there. And I hear it again. That whisper. This time, it's not from a wall. Not from a mirror. It's right beside my ear. Welcome back. Tonight, we're checking into a hotel where the rooms remember you, and checkout is not guaranteed. This is the story of room 313. It began with a voice. A chilling whisper that didn't come from behind me, but from inside my own head. I spun around, my heart hammering against my ribs, but the grand, decaying lobby was utterly empty. The only movement was the ancient chandelier swaying above, a ghostly dance with no wind to guide it. The air was thick and still. As I took a hesitant step forward, the floorboards groaned under my feet, a sound like old bones breaking. And then there was the phone. Its shrill metallic ring had been piercing the silence for what felt like an eternity. I tried to ignore it, but it was relentless. Slowly, my hand shaking, I lifted the heavy receiver to my ear. All I heard was a wall of static, a harsh, crackling sound that seemed to scrape at my sanity. Then, through the noise, a voice whispered. It was my voice, identical to my own, yet it was cold, hollow. It said 2 words, room service. A jolt of pure terror shot through me. I dropped the receiver and it shattered on the marble floor. But the ringing didn't stop. It continued, mocking me from the broken pieces. The low hum of the hotel's old wiring began to morph, deepening and slowing until it matched the frantic, distorted beat of my own heart. I forced myself to look up, my eyes drawn to the long, dark hallway. A moment ago, every door had been closed. Now, they were all slightly ajar, a dim, sickly red light leaking from the cracks, painting crimson stripes on the faded carpet. Hello? Anyone here? My voice felt small, swallowed by the immense silence that followed. But then, an echo answered back, and then another. The second echo wasn't mine. It was different, closer. It said, I'm here. Fear turned my legs to lead, but I had to know. My reservation was for room 313. I crept down the hallway, my gaze fixed on where the room should be. As I got closer, something impossible happened. The gaudy, floral wallpaper began to peel back on its own, curling away from the wall like dried skin. Underneath, where the plaster should have been, was a doorknob. It wasn't metal or brass. It was dark, organic, and it pulsed with a faint light like a living, beating heart. Every instinct, every primal part of my brain screamed at me not to touch it. But I did. My fingers wrapped around the handle, and the moment they made contact, a flash of blinding white light consumed everything. Then, darkness. Silence. Followed by a slow, rhythmic dripping sound. I opened my eyes. I was inside. I had finally made it to room 313. But something was terribly wrong. The room was a perfect mirror image of itself. A bizarre, inverted reality. The heavy wooden bed was nailed firmly to the ceiling. The old television set was upside down, its screen filled with flickering static. And that's when I saw him. My reflection, standing on the other side of a large, ornate mirror, began to walk toward me. It wasn't a room I had entered. It was a recording. I watched, frozen, as the figure in the mirror mimicked my every move, but with a terrifying 1-second delay. It was glitching, its movements jerky and unnatural like a corrupted video file. On the nightstand, I saw a guest book, the exact same one from the front desk. My hands trembled as I opened it. Just like before, every single page was filled with my signature, over and over. I flipped to the last page. It was blank, but as I stared, dark letters began to burn themselves into the paper, searing the fibers with a message just for me. Checkout denied. Suddenly, the lamp on the nightstand flickered violently, casting the room in a strobe of light and shadow. In those brief flashes of darkness, I saw them. Shadowy figures, impossibly thin and tall, crawling up the walls like spiders. Whispers filled the room, a cacophony of voices all speaking at once, reciting the hotel's rules. No noise after midnight, no light after dawn, no exit before death. A deep groan echoed from above. I looked up just in time to see the nails popping loose from the ceiling. The bed crashed down, shattering on the floor just inches from where I stood. Panic took over. I scrambled for the door, threw it open, and ran. But I didn't find the hallway. I found another hallway, the same one. Endless, repeating, with the door to room 313 appearing again and again, closer each time I blinked. It wasn't a hotel. It was a loop. I screamed, pounding my fists against the walls until my knuckles were raw. The wallpaper grew damp and sticky, and a dark, water-like substance began to bleed through. Behind the peeling paper, I could see him, my reflection, trapped, following my every move from within the walls. "Let me out," he begged, his face a mask of terror. But the voice wasn't his. It wasn't mine. It was a woman's. An image flashed in my mind. A terrified maid from another era, her eyes wide and hollow, clutching a flickering lantern. "You replaced me," she whispered. A deafening crack of thunder shook the entire building, and the lights exploded one by one, plunging me into a terrifying, flickering darkness. I tripped, scrambling backward on the floor until my back hit a door. The faded letters read, "Staff only." I pushed it open and fell inside. I was back at the front desk. The same peeling paint, the same endless ringing from the phone. The clock on the wall was still frozen at 3:13 a.m. Something felt different. I looked down at my clothes. I was no longer a guest. I was wearing a staff uniform, and pinned to my chest was a name tag. Her name tag. Maybe I was never the guest. My eyes lifted to the large mirror behind the desk. It showed two figures standing side by side, me and the maid from my vision. We stood shoulder to shoulder, but as I watched, only her reflection turned its head to look at me. The air grew heavy. The faint ticking of the clock grew louder, faster. Her reflection leaned in close to the glass, its cold whisper shattering what was left of my reality. We're all still checking in. The clock exploded in a shower of sparks, and the room was bathed in the pulsing crimson glow of an emergency light. I was trapped between two mirrors that now stretched into infinity, each one reflecting a slightly older, more broken version of myself. The last thought that echoed in my mind as everything faded was slow and haunting. Room 313 doesn't exist, but it remembers everyone who does. Then, a single, final heartbeat, and silence. Thank you for joining me on this terrifying journey. If you enjoy stories that linger in the shadows of your mind, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have many more rooms to explore. Until next time, sleep well. The siren light spins, painting the hotel lobby in frantic strokes of red. I'm on the floor, my breath catching in my throat, each gasp a ragged saw cutting through the silence. Shards of a shattered clock hang suspended in the air, ticking in a slow, dreamlike rhythm around me. The phone rings. Again, the same shrill, piercing sound that echoes in the hollow spaces of this place and in the hollow spaces of my mind. My hand trembles as I lift the receiver. "Please," my voice is a pathetic whisper, "I just want to leave." A voice on the other end, so calm it's terrifying, identical to the one I've heard 1,000 times before, replies, "Then check out." I can feel the tears welling in my eyes. The camera of my own terror zooms in on my face as I whisper the one word that matters. How? Silence. A deafening, suffocating silence that stretches into an eternity. Then the dial tone morphs, twisting itself into the steady, rhythmic thump of a heartbeat. My heartbeat? The hotel's? The walls begin to pulse with it, a grotesque, living thing. The intricate patterns of the wallpaper writhe and twist, the flowers and vines curling into faces. The faces of the guests, all of them watching me with dead, vacant eyes. Faint whispers slither through the air, fragments of prayers and desperate pleas. I need to get out. I stumble towards the exit, my legs like lead. The sign glows a faint, hellish red. Lobby. But the glass doors, my gateway to freedom, show only an impenetrable darkness beyond. There's no street, no city, just a void. And in the reflection, I see myself. But this version of me is smiling, a cold, knowing smirk that doesn't reach his eyes. My reflection speaks, its voice my own, but filled with a chilling certainty. You think there's an outside? The truth hits me like a blast of cold air, a sudden, horrifying clarity. No one ever leaves this place because no one ever truly arrived. We were already here. The grand chandelier above me flickers violently. In the strobing light, I see them. Figures standing in the corners of the lobby, half hidden in the shadows. Faint silhouettes, all wearing the same uniform. My, uniform. They whisper in perfect, chilling unison, a chorus from the grave. "Welcome back, manager." I freeze, my blood turning to ice. My eyes, wide with a terror I can no longer contain, dart to the front desk. The guest book, sitting on the polished counter, flips its own pages with an unnatural speed. I watch, paralyzed, as every entry, every name scrawled in different hands begins to fade. The ink blurs and reshapes itself, all the names melting into one. Mine. Over and over and over. A crack of thunder shakes the very foundations of the hotel. The large, ornate mirror behind the desk, which had been dark, suddenly lights up. It's not showing my reflection anymore. It's showing the past. The hotel lobby, decades earlier, bustling with life. Guests are laughing, chatting, their faces bright with joy. And I'm there, behind the desk, smiling. I look alive, normal, human. A man doing his job. Then, smoke begins to fill the frame of the mirror. It billows in from the edges, thick and black. Fire alarms scream, a sound that rips through the happy scene. The guests panic, they run, a stampede of terror. But my reflection, he doesn't move. He just stands there, behind the desk, as the flames lick at the walls, consuming everything. The beautiful lobby, the happy people. All gone. Then everything cuts to black. Silence. The fire killed 13 people that night. Room 313 was sealed forever. I gasp, waking up. But I'm not in the pristine lobby anymore. I'm in the burned-out shell of the hotel. Ashes fall like a gentle gray snow, coating everything in a film of death. I look up at the clock on the wall. It's charred, the hands melted, but they're frozen. 3:13. My feet move on their own, carrying me through the debris. I walk slowly towards a charred door, the number barely visible through the soot. 313. It was sealed, but now it's open. I step inside. The room is empty, a skeleton of what it once was. There's nothing but a single chair facing a boarded-up window, and on it, the maid. She's pale, so still, her eyes closed as if she's sleeping. But this is no peaceful rest. She whispers, her voice a dry rustle of leaves, not even turning to look at me. "You promised you'd never leave me here." And then I remember, a memory that wasn't mine until this very second. My knees buckle and I fall to the floor, trembling. The screams, the heat, the smoke. I was the one who locked this door that night. I was the one who trapped her. I didn't mean to, I cry, the words tasting like ash in my mouth. "I'm sorry." The maid's hand lifts weakly, her finger pointing not at me, but at the broken mirror on the wall. I look. My reflection stands there, but he's wreathed in flames, frozen in that moment of terrible indecision. A monster of my own making. You can't escape what you built. The walls around me start to burn again. Not a memory this time, but real flames, roaring back to life, hungry and hot. The fire consumes everything, racing towards me. I scramble backwards, desperate, and run towards the window. I throw myself against the burned planks, breaking through, and fall into an endless, silent darkness. Cut to silence. The next morning. The hotel is pristine, immaculate, as if the fire never happened. A new employee, young and cheerful, is dusting the front desk. The phone rings. He answers with a practiced, friendly voice. "Good evening, front desk. How can I help you?" The camera pans slowly, moving past his smiling face to the wall behind him. There's a polished brass number plate next to the office door. 3 out of 13. Some stories don't end. They just change who tells them. The lights in the lobby flicker once, then fade to black. A faint heartbeat echoes in the silence. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments what you think happened to the manager. Until next time, sleep well.